In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips and tricks on how to make your car's performance better, and they're all free. So let's go. So the first tip that I'm going to be talking about is going to be about your tires. A really important thing about your tires is to make sure that your tires are warm. It's very obvious that you need warm tires, especially in a rear-wheel drive car. And the thing is, it's pretty cold still, even though it's almost April. It's like 40 degrees. Yesterday it was like 65, but in colder conditions, you have to wait until your tires are nice and warm in order to push the car. Otherwise, if you try to push the car and you have traction control off, you might end up in the wall. So a good rule of thumb that I like to go by when warming up my tires is just drive your car in comfort mode for about 20 minutes. Make sure that you do not put too much pressure on the car when it's still cold. After driving your car for about 20 minutes in comfort mode, you can gradually push the car a little bit more just to get those tires nice and warmed up. And then after another few minutes of just increasing the load slowly, go ahead, put the car in Sport Plus mode or in race mode and do a couple pulls. Make sure the tires are nice and warm, and by that time, then your tires should be good. If your tires are cold and you want to warm them up quickly, then in my opinion, that is the best way to do it. You can't just do a burnout and make your tires warm that way, because one, your tires are going to get severely damaged, and two, if your tires are cold, then that means your engine is probably cold, and if you try to do something like that, then you're going to be shortening the lifespan of your vehicle, and I'm sure you don't want to do that. So if you want to warm up your tires, no burnouts. Just increase the load gradually until you feel that the car is pulling better and the tires are stickier. The next thing is also about tires. You want to make sure that your tire pressure is on point. If your tire pressure is not on point, then it's going to handle really bad and it's probably not going to accelerate the way you want it to. You can find out about your tire's pressure information over here. On the driver's side door, you can check it right over here. So for my car, the front tires are supposed to be at 36 PSI and the rear ones at 39 PSI. If you don't have the sticker over there, you can come to the gas pump over here and check over here. This is the front tire pressure. So 36 PSI for the fronts, 39 for the rears. If your tires are too low or too high, there's a lot of different gas stations that have like free air. So you can just go and set that air pressure accordingly. The next thing that you want to do when you want to maximize your car's performance is to make sure that your engine and transmission temperatures are warm enough. If you're in an AMG vehicle, you can check over here. Just scroll down to AMG, and then you can see right over here. The first one over here is your oil temperature, and the bottom one is the transmission temperature. If your oil and transmission temperatures are not white, then that means it's cold, which means it's going to be in a blue color. The numbers won't be white, the numbers will be blue, and this is what it looks like right over here. If it's a blue, that means it's cold. When your oil and your transmission temperatures are cold and you try to like do a kickdown or something, it's going to take forever to respond. If you're in manual mode and you want to shift up or down, it's going to take forever to respond. It's not going to shift gears as fast as you'd like it to. So just make sure that your oil and transmission temperatures are nice and warm before you do anything. Now, the last thing that you can do in order to maximize your car's performance, this is not the free part. If you want to, you can get race fuel, but I am not a very big fan of that. Race fuel, if you don't know, is 100 octane. It's like $8 per gallon. It's very expensive. The ECU needs to be tuned in order to run the race fuel, or else it's gonna combust weird or something. I don't really know exactly, but I know that you need to have your ECU tuned in order to run race fuel. So in a nutshell, your tires, make sure they're warm. In order to do that, just make sure that you increase the load gradually, and then maybe over 15 to 20 minute period, they should be warm enough. No burnouts. Don't do a burnout. The second thing was to make sure that the PSI of all four tires is on point with whatever the car's recommended pressure is. You can check in the gas cap over here or on your driver's side door. Next thing is make sure that your engine and transmission temperatures are nice and warm. Otherwise, if they're not and you try to accelerate, it's gonna take forever for the car to respond and it'll be slower as a result. The last thing is race fuel, but it's expensive and your car has to be tuned for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. My hands are so cold, I can't even move them. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Dump and jump for the shit. All top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the light sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there.